that's 20 fanfares at least. So it's good. Oh, and we're underway. Let's go.
Okay, I think I figured out how to bark these rows. So let me see if I got this right. So let's see. We got Serberoth has got to do column 2. Got to do row 5. So let's see.
No.
And column 2 for cross product. Let's see if I got this right.
So Serberoth,
looks like I did it. Oh, nice. It worked.
Nicely done. So Serberoth has the 30 plus power bombs. He also has defeat GT, which means he's going to be going. It is, I think, the one square on there that forces lower Norfair. And then also has finish in spring ballroom. So he's going to need to get gravity to have any reasonable way of doing that. And he's got that visit to critters, which means coming back doing Brinstar cleanup. Although with 30 power bombs, you were going to come back and do Brinstar cleanup anyway. This just means he'll make sure to head down to Lower Norfair, get speed, and then come back up at some point. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go wreck ship, then straight down to Lower Norfair, and then come back and finish up in Brinstar with some other rower column getting those power bombs with cleanup.
Yeah, the nasty part about that one is it forces both a pretty deep dip into Meridia at the end, plus you have to go down and defeat GT. It's not a huge part of Lower Norfair, but it is a part of Lower Norfair. So that's something I'm sure Crossproduct took into account. Not a whole lot of collection, at least not on the main given bottom row.
Yeah, like I said, the 30 power bombs is a little bit. If you're only going to do Lower Norfair for GT, and you need to do Spring Ball, then what I would look to do is get the 25 Brinstar power bombs, or Brinstar and Criteria. Brinstar. Brinstar and Criteria has 30 total.
Yep.
But you get 5 of those, and then grab the Sandpit ones on the way to Spring Ball.
And then, of course, Cross Product has to get either the Norfair or the Wreck Ship Reserve Tank, collect Space Jump, and skip those high jump boots that he loves. 100 plus missiles, get the Criteria Super Missile, so you will have to pick up Speed Booster, and then hit the Brinstar map station. And those map stations, I always call them deceptively difficult because it's very easy to skip them.
Yeah, and I think with column 2, if we look at that, there's, he's already got to skip high jump, so he could look at something like row 1 or column 4. I'm not sure. I haven't looked through them much to see if that's worth doing, but I mean, he has to click space jump and he has to skip high jump, and column 4 has those two things as 2 separate tiles already.
Yep.
So
and he has to pick up Spring Ball. So if he doesn't. Sorry, he doesn't have spring. That's a different spot. Never mind. But it would have to finish in the Spring Ball room in that one. That's probably the most difficult part of that one.
Yeah,
he's going to run right by one of the Meridia energy tanks, so that's free because after Bot Wound, if you're going to Dragon anyway, the Ice Beam is not too difficult to get. So the hardest one in that column would be the finish in the Spring Ball room. If he doesn't want to do that, then that's maybe not the one he'll pick. We'll see.
Yeah, the only other question would be how he routes in the 100 missiles.
Yep.
There's a ton in Brinstar that you can pick up. You can get 50 Brinstar missiles almost on your first pass through.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy to get 50, and then there's a lot in Meridia that you could pick up, and there's a few in Wreck Ship. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him do column 4, even though there's not any technical overlap on the row and column. 2 of them are actually 3 of them are completely free because you have to get to Dragon and the Bot Wound tank. You'd have to go out of your way to skip it.
Now, for Serberoth, on the other hand, looking at the bottom left to top right diagonal, Criteria Super Missile, he's already going to be picking up that Speed Booster. One statue isn't too bad because you can route that in either after Fantoon or after Kraid, depending on which one you do.
Mm-hmm. And he would likely route that in. Sorry, I was just going to say he'd likely route that in after he came back up with speed anyway. He'd have killed Croc because he'd gotten Varia, or not Croc, Kraid. I'd route that in. Sorry, continue.
The one Meridia tank isn't too bad. You can just get that Mama Turtle one, and he has to finish in the Spring Ball room, so he could finish just by collecting that Spring Ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be
I think that would be a really good route for him as well. He doesn't even have to kill Bot Wound. He gets Mama Turtle and then head straight to Spring Ball.
Yep.
And finish in Spring Ball room. The finish-in tiles are really interesting because they often lock out a lot of other rows and columns, but I think we only have one. Oh, we do have a finish-in grapple.
Yeah, we have a couple of them. I've seen cars with no finish in rooms, and then sometimes you'll see like 3 or 4. So
Yeah. He is locked out of row 3 and column 5, but I don't think row 3 was going to be something he really looked to do.
no.
And column 5, well, wouldn't be bad actually if it didn't have that finish and grapple
Yep.
room. Would actually be a really good one for him to do, because criteria map is very easy to pick up. And charge beam is very easy to pick up, and he's getting spring ball anyway. But that finish and grapple really throws that off.
Okay, serberoth the first to pick up his bombs. See that BT fight, and he misses the BT skip.
What a surprise. I do like that all of the bomb times in Dab for pretty much everybody are like 30 seconds behind
Yeah.
what their normal ones are.
Because you're trying to figure out what you're doing. It's like the beginning of the game is always the same. Things don't diverge until at least after this, and usually not even. You occasionally will see someone go to Gauntlet after this, which I think is way too dangerous, but it'll happen. But there's absolutely no divergence until this point. So you're just going on muscle memory, just trying to figure out what you're trying to do. But just trying to watch that card and think about that card while you're trying to do that stuff is going to slow you down a little bit. Well, okay, it slows me down for sure. It slows most people down, but I can't speak for everybody.
Well, and cross product did pick up a second pack of missiles on his way, which obviously slowed him down quite a bit too.
Yep, and hopefully he's keeping track of those missiles. To me, that's the hardest thing. And shout outs to our tracker, Set Zero, who is doing wonderful. Well, I'm sure he'll do a wonderful job tracking. He's already marked the skip high jump boots, so that's
He's 100% on top of it right now.
That's right.
So. You know, I'm a little surprised nobody. Again, I haven't been staring at this card for that long. Oh, it looks like serberoth is going back down to get the map station.
Yeah, see, and this is what I talk about. It's just so easy to just forget about it. So he may be thinking. I hope he's not thinking of column 5. It's not unusual to start working on a column and be like, "Oh wait, I can't do that one." So he could be thinking of just doing row 4. I mean, there's a.
Yeah, that would actually route in pretty well. I mean, he doesn't need to do most of Meridia, so getting both energy tanks means he'd have to go up to Bot Woon.
Yep.
Even though he normally wouldn't have to.
Yeah, I prefer that diagonal, but it's very easy to forget about the diagonals. We had a race last night where we had a runner, Asher, actually complete a diagonal and not even realize it.
Apparently, Ark's bomb times are better in Dab. So that's interesting. Cross is picking up the first missiles there, but not getting the ones behind it, and not getting the reserve. I didn't see any tiles with reserve tanks, so that's not that much of a surprise.
Yeah, a little surprised he skipped that one missile, and it's just a couple extra bombs, no door transition. So, but he maybe has it all routed in his mind of which missiles he's going to pick up.
Yeah, he very well might. You know, it's one of the things I've started doing with the Dab tiles is when you see a thing like 30 power bombs and you start to freak out a little bit and be like, okay, which ones do I get? I think it's often easier to think of, okay, there are 50 total. Which ones am I skipping?
Yeah.
Right, and start eliminating the ones that are way out of the way. So he may have done that with missiles. It's a little bit harder, but he may have said, hey, I know I'm not going to get Old Mother Brain. I'm not going to get 230. I'm not going to get Gauntlet. I know I can get 6 in Meridia. I can get, 5 here and 4 here, and then just goes through that way.
Okay, there's that Brinstar map station for cross product.
Yeah, that is the one tile they both need to do. Looks like serberoth is going to pick up the reserve. Might just be a safety or habit. I've picked it up out of habit, not realizing I need to. And he doesn't care about the missiles at all.
Yeah, the only real collection thing for serberoth as far as the given row is the 30 plus power bombs.
And they both remembered to go to the map station, and they both went to the map station and not the missile refill. So that's good.
Or the save room.
Yes.
Yeah, the shout outs to this map station. This map station is a bit of a hazard for randomizer runners because sometimes you can't get out of here with bombs or power bombs. And sometimes you don't have them, and you go into there by accident instead of going to the save room. So
Yeah, the save room I always know because it's in the middle, but then I can never remember which one. If the map station or the missile refill is on top or on bottom.
Yep.
And one time I even looked at a map like on Google or whatever, and I saw an M, and I was like, oh cool, that must be the map room, and it was the missile refill room. So that was fun.
Okay, cross product picking up his charge beam, which doesn't really give him. Yeah, I mean, it gives him the collect only wave and charge, but I doubt he's going for row 2. So we'll see if he may or may not pick up that wave beam. Picked up pipe missiles.
And coming up is the big decision point. We'll see if anybody heads down. They both need to go get speed and then come back up. So I could actually see both routes being really viable for both of these runners. We'll see if they decide to go up or down.
Yeah, I kind of like going down first if you need speed booster. Although in a lot of ways it depends. Like if you need the wrecked ship reserve tank, then you definitely want to get that speed booster before heading up. But in this case, he needs it for other things, so it's certainly a valid choice to go up first and just get that gravity suit, not bother with the Kraid and the Varia suit.
Yeah, well, Cross Product likes those Crystal Flash clips. Maybe he's going to Crystal Flash clip to Criteria Super.
There you go.
That is something I'm sure Task can, but
yeah.
I don't know if it's something you'd want to try, because every time you fell, you'd have to bomb jump all the way back up.
Yeah, if anyone could do it, it'd be Cross Product, but yeah.
And he might just be coming up here to get these power bombs and heading back down too, so that he can grab some of the missiles that you normally need power bombs for.
Yep. Okay, Serberoth looks like he's also going down. And of course, the other consideration is are you comfortable with that early wreck ship play? Oh, looks
Serberoth is faking you out. He's also going up. We'll see. Maybe he also just wants to get a power bomb first.
Maybe. The risk of going to Fantoon with just one tank, potentially a reserve in Serberoth's case, and no suits, that's a very dangerous fight.
Mm-hmm. And Cross Product is heading back down Red Tower, it looks like.
So you just wanted those power bombs.
I think that's a good call, actually. I really like that call. We got a Moonfall High 5 down Red Tower. That's pretty sweet.
Well, what those power bombs will do for him, there are missiles in Kraid's lair that he can get. He will be able to save time after he picks up that speed booster, because he won't have to go through that little morph maze with the bombs. He'll just be able to power bomb his way down.
Yeah, it also means when he comes back up, I guess, when he comes back up, he could go up through Green Hills and backwards through Brinstar, and then over to Wreck Ship, rather than going up to Wreck Ship and back through Brinstar. I don't know if one of those is that much faster than the other, but that does provide him with that option.
Okay, let's see what Serberoth's doing now. Is he going to hit that Fantoon fight, or is he going to head down?
Looks like he is continuing up.
It's like Serberoth's all in on Fantoon.
Or at least going to grab another set of power bombs.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can get these power bombs here. This is actually really dangerous, though, considering these side hoppers.
Yeah, they do try a single power bomb, as long as you don't fall down too fast.
If you can group them together like Serberoth did very nicely, that makes it a lot easier. But one of the nasty things about this room is if you don't have high jump boots, it's a little nasty to get out. You have to do a single wall jump to get out. And have to avoid the Vile Plume and the spikes and all that good stuff. That Serberoth does it really well, so no problems there.
And it looks like he's heading back down, or getting supers. I never know what people are doing.
Meanwhile, Cross Product about to face off with Kraid.
Oh god,
careful,
Serberoth! No! Oh no!
Oh, that's a rough way to... He was doing so well. Those Vile Plumes are just nasty.
Yeah, nice Kraid quick kill by Cross Product. On the other hand, that's going to give him a pretty big lead. Serberoth is going to have to get moving if he wants to catch up.
And crossproduct picking up that very suit means he's probably not going for column 3 or row 4. He still could. I mean, he's perfectly capable of doing suitless Meridia to get those high jump boots, but that just seems like an unnecessary thing to do. Okay, so we're also going to go ahead and do all the stuff at the beginning again. Cross product and pick up this energy tank at Kraid.
Well, serberoth does still have the skip high jump boots tile, so he's
He
not
sure does.
completely... didn't lose everything. Cross product picking up the Kraid E-tank. Don't blame him. I think people underestimate safety in Dab. It's very easy to get into situations you're not used to and die. I did a race last night and almost died to GT twice. I was at 1 health. Would have been nice to have another energy tank.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, looks like cross product can go straight for that speed boost. He can't get the high jump boot, so right here he's gonna have to do a little bomb jumping to get up here, since this is not randomizer, is not changed to allow for the wall jump up here, so he has to do these bomb jumps.
I'm a little surprised he didn't just go pick up the E-tank, but maybe he'll pick it up on the way back, or maybe he doesn't think he needs it. There's
maybe
also a missile in there that he could pick up.
The other thought about that E-tank, you might be worried that he'll accidentally pick up those high jump boots if he goes in there. So, and by the way, that's a reset. You can't just turn them off and say, "Oh, oops." You got to actually go ahead and go back and reset at that point. So,
Cross product did not go to Criteria Map Station.
No, it wouldn't make sense for him to go to that until he's ready to until he has that gravity suit. I mean, you can get there fairly easily without gravity, but when you're gonna have to get that gravity suit anyway for a bunch of other things, you might as well just get it when you have the gravity suit.
Cross product cannot get high jump because he is forced to do column 2, and the second square in column 2 says to collect space jump and skip high jump. King Cac dodging all the missiles. Doesn't want to get hit.
It's what he does. Okay, he's gonna go ahead and pick up that speed booster. Oh, what? No, he's fine. I'm keep looking at row 2, and so he's definitely not doing row 2. But so he's gonna lock himself out of that row 2. And since he needs that criteria super missile, he's actually already locked out of that row 2. Picking up these missiles. Picking up that speed booster.
serberoth did not go to Criteria Map Station on his way up again. I don't know if he's changed his mind or if he's going to go back down and go there.
Yeah, I kind of hope he skips it, because it doesn't make a lot of sense for him. He can't do column 5 anyway. And I still like that diagonal for him. I hope he sees that diagonal. It's so easy to miss those diagonals, that bottom left to top right.
Mm-hmm.
You see cross product picking up all these missiles. 100 missiles is a lot of missiles, but there is actually a worse tile. There is a pick 125 plus missiles out there. So
Keepers. He is halfway there, though. He's over halfway there. He's got at least 55.
Yep.
And remembering he has power bombs, not going the long way.
Which would
and
be kind of funny.
He already blew it up too, so that would have been.
It would have been quite a bit of irony there, because I think the sole reason he picked up those power bombs, well, not the sole reason, but the biggest reason to pick up that power bomb is really just to be able to skip that and getting those. I didn't even see if he picked up the Kraid missile, so that would have been the other reason to pick up that power bomb early.
Okay, and he is going to pick up the high jump boots E-tank. And presumably the missile too, maybe?
That would make sense.
Okay, he did get crate missile. That does make sense.
Okay, now just don't pick up those high jump boots, Cross.
I mean, if I were him, I would go in the room and open up the orb and shoot it a few times and then leave just for fun.
Just to show your displeasure.
Yes.
I'd be too worried that I jump into. I actually did a practice one where I jumped onto those high jump boots and said, "Oh no."
And he's also remembering to get ice. Now, this is not forced for him, I don't think, if I remember, but it would be very hard for him to get back up Red Tower without getting ice. He would either have to do a short charge or bomb jump up. So this is something that's easy to forget, especially if you do the randomizers. That chunk of wall is not altered, so getting up actually much easier with Ice Beam.
Yeah, it's much faster. I think the time that he uses to get that Ice Beam will be saved by the not having to do bomb jump.
It'll also make getting criteria super easier.
Yes. Okay, Serberoth remembering to get the Brinstar map station. Did he actually walk in there?
He's going to open the door and then go back.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, now he's got the map station. Excellent. Okay, now for sure Crossproduct's gonna go ahead and go. Actually, I shouldn't say that. He's got to get all those missiles. He might route through. We'll see if he decides to route through Brinstar or if he decides to go straight up to the wreck ship.
Yeah, I feel like gravity doesn't really do anything for him in all of Brinstar.
Not really,
so it probably, unless he, no, even then, like he doesn't need Waterway E-Tank. So going up through Brinstar, clearing that out, and then doing Meridia and heading down towards Spring Ball, which is my guess.
Yeah, and Crossproduct showing why not having high jump boots is such a pain.
But Crossproduct did not pick up the Norfair reserve tank. I feel like that one would be faster than the wreck ship one, even though you had to get speed first.
Yeah, it depends on how well. Well, he doesn't have high jump boots to do the wall jumps up there. He would have had to do a bomb jump to get up there, or, I mean, you can wall jump up there, but that jump is a lot like worst room in the game. It's doable without high jump.
He could have done a D boost after he got speed.
Yes, he could have done the D boost.
Serberoth's gonna go pick up Spospo supers this time too.
Interesting. Let's see if is there a super missile requirement somewhere?
There isn't. Not that I see anyway.
So just wants a little extra safety of those super missiles.
That will help him with GT if he's gonna go down before he gets. If he wants to go kill GT and then not have to come back through Norfair at all, he'll need to do that with just Varia.
Although,
and
I didn't. Yeah, he has to actually do Spore Spawn. So why not just get these missiles by defeating Spore Spawn? I wonder. And he didn't even do that the first time through. So, I don't know.
Looks like Crossproduct is visiting the critters, so he may be doing top left to bottom right. Would actually work really well for him.
Oh yeah, and you could route that, destroy at least one statue on its way up. Yep. And the wreck ship missiles are not terrible, except well, you do have to get that stupid robot worker room one, which I call the most annoying room in the game.
But that now makes a lot of sense of why he skipped the Norfair reserve, because if he's going up to get the wreck ship reserves, he'll get those missiles anyway. Well, not the worker robot ones, the ones below bowling, and then there's another robot room, but. It all works together very nicely, and then he'll grab the statue on his way to wreck ship.
Did he visit? Did he go down to the Decora?
He did. Yes.
Okay, so there we go. Visit critters. So he's got the visit critters.
Yeah, and he's not even going to bother with the power bombs. Just wanted to see the Edakuns.
Yep, doesn't need him. Okay, this time serberoth is going to fight Spore Spawn. The one advantage to having picked up those extra supers is, one, he'll have some extra supers for the Spore Spawn fight. The other being that green door, you don't actually have to exit going up. You can actually exit going straight down. Whether that's faster or not.
Got his super sniped. And Spore Spawn won't drop any supers, I don't think. So unless he's going to use missiles for it, which I think would be slower, he'd probably be better off just falling down.
There we go, that's better.
Yeah, I really like Cross's choices here. They're going together really well. He does have to go down, climb to grab Criteria Super before he heads to Wreck Ship, but it's not too far out of the way.
No, especially since he's going to go down, he'll Shine Spark up. Yeah, another spot where you don't realize how much those high jump boots matter.
Yeah.
Oh, and serberoth's firing off some missiles early. But fortunately, you can farm missiles on the spores.
Oh, not quite quick enough with the missiles on Spore Spawn, though. He does start closing, I think, earlier, the later into the fight you get.
Crossproduct doing a nice moonfall most of the way down.
There you go. And Spore Spawn's dead. Good riddance.
Absolutely.
Oh, it does drop supers. Nice. So he can just go right back up. Oh. Crossproduct choosing not to freeze the Puyos. Instead, gonna... Oh, not quite.
Yeah, basically what he's trying to do is hold that Shine Spark through the Puyos and then use it to get up. Well, 3 power bombs will kill him. And then he can do what he was doing before, but he won't get hit. I did not know you could kill those with supers. Okay.
Yeah, you can. I feel like it would have been easier to just freeze them.
Yeah, I agree.
but he probably forgot he has ice.
Okay, so Cross with the Criteria Super Missile. Another square marked off.
You can really only tell who's winning by just kind of being familiar with what you think the runners are trying to do and kind of estimating how long you think it'll take them to finish what you think they're trying to do. Now, both of those assumptions can be very wrong. You could be wrong about what they're trying to do, and you could also be wrong about how long it takes them to do it. But we also know that serberoth took a death about 12 minutes into the match, and so that's definitely got some time he needs to make up.
And the other thing that you have to take into account is it's easy to make mistakes. Skipping one particular missile if you have to clear an entire area of missiles. And if you think you got it, then yeah, that can change things in a hurry.
Yeah. So Croc refilling at the ship, I like that. It gives him a save right before Fantoon, which even with 4 energy tanks could kill you. It also lets him know where he's at with missiles in case he lost track. So he needs 7 more missile packs. He needs to get 3 of them in Wreck Ship. Shutouts to Goop. So that leaves 4 more missile packs somewhere. There's another one. So 3 more missile packs that he needs to pick up somewhere. He's got to go through a bunch of Meridia, so he might pick up Precious Room Missile. He might pick up Aqueduct Missile. There's a lot of options that he can do.
I guess he'll pick up the 3 in Wreck Ship, and then there's so many places to pick up missiles beyond that.
Anti-bingo just means that your opponent picks one of the rows for you to do. And he is remembering to get these before before heading down to Fantoon. It's much
Yeah.
less deadly before you kill the ghost.
This is kind of Spike Your Room of Death Part 2 if you have to come in here after you kill Fantoon.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Serberoth has decided to go straight down rather than deal with the Vile Plumes. Yeah.
Yeah, get that Very Suit. Much safer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cross-product mixing the speedball. If I were him, I'd go back and do it again because that strat just always looks so cool.
It is a nice strat. Oh, and Serberoth not getting that quick kill.
All right, Serberoth, be careful here. Kraid is deceptively damaging.
If you're like me, you miss the quick kill enough that you're just used to this fight.
He's doing a very nice job cleaning that up. We've got 2 bosses on the screen at one time.
Always fun.
Cross product, more than enough missiles for Fantoon. Shouldn't have any problem with ammo.
And Serberoth picks up that Varia suit.
Getting a slow from Fantoon. Should be able to finish him up this round if you can get a good Doppler in. Oh, not quite. Oh, and I think Fantoon's trolling with another slow.
Yeah, that's normal. Unless you need to farm or something, then he'll give you the fast.
Yeah. No, then he gives you that surprise left mid that
Yep.
that you're not ready for.
Yeah, that's a bad one too.
There you go. Fantoon is down for cross product.
Okay, crossproduct gonna head up. We'll see. He already has 10 super, so I don't know if he's gonna bother with these extra super missiles. He doesn't really need them.
Yeah, you know, looking at
This
chat,
one's
I'm not
easy.
even sure how you would do bingo with rando. Like, it would basically just be wander around until you happen to get something.
Yeah, I know. It sounds good until you start really thinking about it.
I think you need to do it with the vanilla games. Otherwise doing it with rando is just.
Although
scavenger hunt.
there is a ROM hack out there. I don't know if it's public or not, but they do have a combined Link to the Past Metroid where everything's in the usual position. So I guess you could do it there.
Yeah.
Serberoth able to pick up those high jump boots.
Lucky.
And crossproduct's gonna kill everything in this room, open this door, and
Oh, he needs to go back for that other missile.
oh, cross.
Uh-oh.
And this is what I'm talking about. I mean, maybe he wasn't intending to do that diagonal at all, but this is one thing I was talking about earlier. If you eat, whether it be an intended row column or whether it be the one that was chosen for you, it's very easy to skip one missile and think you're done, and then it turns out you're not. So
I hope he doesn't think that missile was a wreck ship missile.
yeah, I agreed. So let's think about this for a second. So if that wasn't what he was going for, let's see.
I mean, he could still be going for column 4.
Yeah, you could do. Visiting the could do row 5 if he wants to pick up some more.
He wouldn't go all the way down to GT.
No, I don't.
Though.
No, that would be GT, and he didn't fight Spore Spawn, so that doesn't make a whole lot. So, yeah,
Like he basically already has one Meridia energy tank because he'll have to kill Botwoon, and he
Yep.
has to get Space Jump anyway. So he could be doing column 4, but I'm not sure why he visited the critters then.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think column 5 makes sense, and I don't think row 5 makes sense. So
And Cross, I believe, just realized his mistake because there's a little F in chat going on.
well, looks like he'll be going back up through attic. At least he doesn't have to redo bowling.
Yeah, that is a definite plus. The question, yeah, if you skip that missile and you're in this situation, you realize that at this point in time, the question you have to ask yourself is that the better one to go back and get, or is it better to switch? And I think in this case, as long as he goes back and gets it now, I think that's still the better way to go. But yeah, if you get far enough away from it, then you probably want to start thinking about other options for yourself.
Yeah, if he had made it into Meridia, then I think at that point you say, well, forget it. I'll just go to finish in Spring Ballroom.
Yeah, exactly.
He will have more than enough ammo to do the Crystal Flash clip that I know he likes. So he could definitely do that.
Yep,
He is
and
going to go
he is
back
gonna go back and get it. Yeah, I think this is early enough that it's not enough of a backtrack yet that I think this is a better answer. But those are the kind of mistakes that get made in Dab that make it really interesting. That even the best runners, it's since it's not just a muscle memory go through the game, that extra added bit of having to think about just exactly how to route things to get the items you need. And unfortunately, he's going to have to go kill all these items because I'm pretty certain he did not open the door.
Yeah, no, I think he would have remembered to get the missile had he opened the door.
Exactly.
And he's only got 42 missiles left. Okay, he made it. He's fine.
Yeah, and this like I said, I call this the most annoying room of the game. These worker rooms are just so awful.
Yeah, it's not so bad if you can clip through them. You can use the damage from the sparks to clip through them with a spin jump, but if you don't get it, they're just block your way. It sucks.
Okay, so that pretty much leaves Cross with just finish. I think he just needs one more missile pack to get through this, and then he just needs to pick up that space jump, and he will be done.
Yeah, it's one or two. I know he picked up the ones on top of West Ocean, and I know he got the moat ones. I feel like he needed 2 more besides that. So I think he might have. Yeah, I think he might have 90 right now, unless I missed one. That's not the way out, Cross. Oh, it is the way out. I lied. All right. Yeah, he's going to get these down here. That's smart.
Much quicker to get them with gravity suit than without, so getting them here makes sense.
He's at 95 right now.
Trying to think what probably the easiest missile would just be to pick up the one in Aqueduct, maybe? Of the ones left?
Probably
Or
Precious.
the Dragon.
Yeah, I would get Precious Room one.
That's a good one too. Especially since that one doesn't eat up any of your energy.
Yeah. It is possible he might want supers if he's really low by the time he gets there for whatever reason before Botwoon, and then maybe I'd consider going in, grabbing the supers and the missile before going in.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially since his beam combination right now is pretty crappy.
This is anti-double bingo, trendsetters. You can do !dab to learn more about it.
Yeah, pretty far away from an any % run, in fact.
In fact, you won't even see Turian unless somebody decides to visit the critters after blowing up the planet. He's going to take the Sloters refill. Shout out to Sloters.
And we got a Crocomire fight coming up. Okay, so what is serberoth doing with this?
It might be for his power bombs.
Could be. Yeah, it could just be for the power bombs. He does need 30 of them. And he doesn't have any yet, so this will give him essentially it's a kind of an early power bomb pack you can pick up. Crossproduct, meanwhile, making his way into Meridia. Again, Meridia is another really nasty place not to have those high jump boots.
Yes, at least he has speed, so he doesn't have to worry about gaining gravity jumps. He can just do shine sparks. And he does have his power bomb that he needs, so he should be good. Good to get through to Bawu.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where I think a decision on which missile he's going to pick up could be made. He only has 4 supers. He doesn't have much for beams. So he is going to go ahead and pick these up. I like that call with only 4 supers. Yeah, that's true. Serberoth could just be getting grapple for finishing Spring Ballroom as well.
Yeah, he could be. Serberoth is capable of doing the clip into Spring Ball. To answer that question, he's told me that his 100% round is the one that goes ice first instead of grapple first.
Did Serberoth skip Charge Beam?
I don't recall him picking it up, no.
Okay.
I don't recall for sure.
Interesting. Then I wonder if he's doing row 1. No, he picked up high jump boots.
No, he's not doing row 1.
Could be doing column 3? Maybe?
It's a lot of collection, though. I still like that diagonal.
I'm trying to figure out why he skipped Charge Beam. Unless he thought he needed Wave for some reason. I don't know. I guess he got both of them. Never mind. Okay, I was trying to figure out why it wasn't marked for him, but it's because he picked up both.
Okay, that makes more sense.
No problem. All right, Cross Product does have Charge Beam, which is good because he's almost out of missiles against Bot Woon, and if he didn't have Charge Beam, he would have Soft Lock, and that would have been a big setback. That would have put Serberoth right back in the game. I'm disappointed he's not using Ice Shield, though.
Well, yeah, he's only got 1 power bomb, but he could use it for that.
Bot Woon trolling him. I think he's like 1 or 2 shots away. Just blocking everything. There, he's dead. You got him. Alright, it makes much more sense if he got charged than if he didn't, so...
And Crossproduct just gonna powerbomb his way through those.
He will need to get... He likes to do the power bomb clip, or the Crystal Flash clip, so he will need to get some power bombs on his way to Spring Ball. Oh wait, no, he doesn't need to get Spring Ball.
He's not getting Spring Ball.
He just needs to collect Space Jump and he's done.
Yep.
I am reading the card wrong. Never mind. He just wants some ammo for Dragon then. And he should be really comfortable with his Dragon fight. He's got fewer beams, but he's got speed and 4 energy tanks plus a reserve and 13 supers. He'll have 11 by the time he gets into Dragon. It's more than he would have in any percent or anything. Space Jump is behind Dragon, which is why Cross Product is heading there.
And Serberoth's going to head down to Lower Norfair and get that GT fight taken care of now.
Yep, this
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, this is where I thought he was going to be routing.
Serberoth does like to do GT Classic, so he's very familiar with this lava dive.
And it looks like our races are doubling up, so I'm going to go ahead and head over to SG3 while you finish up this.
Okay, that sounds good. Oh, and that with that death, unfortunately, Serberoth has forfeited from the race. Yeah, that's a shame. But he gave it quite the good go. He probably sees that crossproduct's about to finish this up. Okay, and crossproduct gonna go ahead and finish up his Dragon fight so he can get that space jump. Also, thing to note here is not having high jump boots is getting him again, because that's another thing that makes it a lot harder to do that speed booster kill. And Dragon's down for crossproduct. All he has to do is pick up that space jump. And he will be done. And crossproduct finishing up with an official SRL time of 46:05. GG to crossproduct. And that'll be it. Let's see if we can get either one of them in for. Actually, let me see what's going on at SG next, just to be sure that we have time. Let's see. Final. Okay. Looks like we have a little bit of time, so let's see if these guys want to come into an interview before I hop on over to the other race. Just so you all know, there is another race coming up. We're going to be starting just in a few minutes between Gameaholic and Feral, and that'll be over on SpeedGaming 5. And I'll be heading over there to join Rumble as soon as we are done here. Okay, looks like Crossproduct's gonna come in for an interview. And there he is. How you doing, Cross?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks for the commentary.
Yeah, GG. Good job. So what'd you think?
I thought that I would have done much better if I had gone to wreck ship first, but I didn't want to. I also made a mistake in wreck ship that, by my estimate, cost me about probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, we caught that one.
Yeah, I realized as I was in the bowling cutscene, I was like, oh, I didn't pick up attic missiles. That stinks. And the backtracking enough, but the fact that I had to use all that extra ammo to open the doors again meant that I ran out of ammo on Botwoon. Also, Botwoon's hitbox can eat cake out of its pie hole.
It is pretty darn awful, isn't it? Yeah, we noticed that you'd skip that wreck ship missiles, and fortunately you caught it early enough that it was probably more worth just going ahead and going back and grabbing them. If you had figured it out a little bit later, then at some point you might have said, "Oh shoot, I got to make a different decision here." So
Yeah, I was kind of torn between row 3 and the diagonal. I didn't want to have to go back down and finish in grapple room though, which would also mean killing Crocomire.
Yeah, that's kind
But all the other stuff, wreck ship map station, is I think destroying the statue was more out of my way than anything on the row.
Yeah, I really liked your routing, and it's so easy to forget those diagonals. So yeah, nicely done on that. Unfortunately, Serberoth took a couple of deaths. So if you're wondering, he like you had decided to go get some early power bombs before heading down to Kraid and died coming out through the Vileplume room. And
That's a rough one. Yeah, I was taking it slow and farmed a little bit and didn't damage boost as much as I would like to.
Yep.
Yeah, I minimized the chat. I minimized the chat, right before the Dragon fight started, which is about the time that Serb forfeited. And then when I picked it up and stopped my timer, I went back and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
So,
well, that
Serberoth
was
has. Oh.
yeah. He died trying to go down to lava dive to get golden chorizo. So that's kind
Yeah.
of a nasty square. I mean, I'm looking at that. Like I thought column 2 was a pretty bad one because you get the missing those high jump boots and the 100+
And
missiles. But that lower,
that throws off a lot of my movement throughout the entire run. So that's
but
kind of
but that
rough.
bottom row forcing you down to lower Norfolk and having to go finish in the spring ballroom is pretty nasty in its own right. So
Yeah, you have to go all the way down, then almost all the way back up.
yeah. So yeah, there was some not a whole lot of collection in this card, except the 100+ missiles. Oh god. At least it wasn't 125 for you, right? But
I skipped a few. I actually skipped the Rumpa Pay missiles, the second one behind
yep,
Brinstar Reserve. I was like,
yep.
oh, I guess I could have got that one, but maybe I wouldn't have died in Cathedral then. I didn't need the Cathedral missiles either. I skipped Precious missiles. I skipped the Top Cliff missiles. I had a lot of options.
There's
But
so many
I
missiles.
just pick them all up as I'm going, as I think of them. And then when I get toward the end, I'm like, okay, these are the last 5 that I want to get.
Yeah. Okay, you got anything else to say before we head off? Because I got to go join Rumble on the next match over on Gaming 5. So
No, just thanks to Speed Gaming crew and tournament admins and Rumble and Tracy for commentating. And I guess someone tracked too. I didn't catch who it was.
all right. Okay, so that'll do it for us.
The Zero tracked. Okay, thank you.
Yep. If you aren't already following these guys, let's go ahead and make sure you do. So also following my co-commentator and our wonderful tracker, Set Zero. I'm going to head over to, and also, of course, all the thank yous. Thank you to Rumble for joining me, Mind of Me for setting us up on the Speed Gaming channel. Thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting this tournament, and to all the organizers and admins that run this thing. It's a lot of work and a lot of behind the scenes work they do to put this on for you. I'm going to head over to Speed Gaming 5. I hope you all join me for Farrell versus Game Holic. Should be another excellent match, and I hope to see you all there.